Come on, please. Yes!
You heard that first.
Does this actually say Melbourne? And then you made yourself favourites. I've never been more happy about being right about something.
I make plenty of miscounts. There's some sort of hatred towards the man with
666, you know that, man. Never
Really
go the early
man.
crow.
The real
Darts down
darts,
under, please.
surely.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to this episode number 68 of the Nine Dart Podcast, your one-stop shop for talking tungsten. On today's episode, Luke Littler produces one of the great majors, Sky Sports majors of all time, maybe the best ever, when he wins the World Matchplay. Guys like Johan Price and Dujvendobe impress as well. And there's plenty happening around the world of darts with the successful World Masters in Vegas on the WDF side of things. And we've got plenty of exciting news on the Australian shores and as well at Modus as well. The thing that we've all waited for has finally happened at Modus. My name's Lorenzo and Josh. Josh Tahini is in the other box online this week. How are we, Josh?
Yes, good afternoon. No, very well. Can't complain. It's been a crazy week, fortnight of darts. I'm going to get stuck into it, hey? How you been?
Yes, it's 2:15 on Thursday, the 30th of July. Darts has been sort of my highlight the last couple of weeks. Josh, it's been the one constant that's made me very happy over the last week. And what a World Matchplay it was. We build up and we wait for it, and then it finally happens, and now it's gone, and it's a little bit sad. But
I know, you're right.
that was quite the tournament. We had quite a number of players do statement things. We had, other than maybe one little incident in, or one little moment in the second round, nothing to really get us too disappointed about. Really a fantastic tournament. The quality of the darts was absolutely exceptional. Drama of the highest level. We had match darts missed by guys who go on to lose matches. There was so much happening. We had a 9. Everything was happening.
Oh, sure was. And we nearly had a second 9, which we'll get to in a moment. But yeah, though, there was such good quality. There was such good contests. And got to say, just overall, the standard was probably better than previous years, for sure. No doubt.
Absolutely. Just in terms of sort of raw numbers. One person was leading that charge, and we'll get to him in a moment. We'll get to him in a moment. Firstly, the darts archive from last episode. Phil Taylor played a thrilling World Matchplay final against James Wade. There was 180s. There were big finishes. There were near big finishes. There was a Russ Brady miscount in front of him. And amongst all of that, Phil Taylor won this match. It was pushed all the way. This was another classic example of those matches when you play these great darts players and you're like, you get chances, but they're like 144, 140, big finishes which have to go. So James played really well in this particular match. It just wasn't quite enough against Phil Taylor, who won one of his 16 World Matchplays, which is just a ridiculous stat to think about. And could possibly be replicated. Well, who knows? Maybe someone will. But a fantastic 2012 World Matchplay final was last week's Darts Archive. There were so many crazy moments, the craziest of which, well, I would argue the next thing we're going to show is probably even crazier.
Yes.
But the first thing was the 9-dart finish hit by Luke Littler against Nathan Aspinall.
Yeah, we'll be sound, won't we? It's should even sneak a lead early doors here, because you do not want to try and chase this gentleman down. And well, there we go. Well, he's already chasing.
Notice with Luke Littler in the first game,
140.
his throw wasn't as quick as this. He's already showing incredible fluency, starting off with 2 maxes on a 9.
He's hit one in the first leg of a match against Nathan Aspinall before. That was on the World Series. This would eclipse that. And it's on as well. Look at this for the start. A 9 down in the opening leg, and it is from Luke Littler. He's done it again against Nathan Aspinall on the big stage. Applauding, but look at that for a start.
Yeah, so that was that World Series event in Bahrain, which was his first one on the TV. His most recent, again against Nathan Aspinall, in an opening leg of a TV stage match. So that was remarkable. And to be honest, Josh, when it was happening, I was actually pretty confident that it was going to happen. You just had that sense that this is going to be the dream start.
Yeah. Well, it's just, the Barney, the eye of the tiger. He just looked so focused just to pounding those trebles. And again, it's that route of the treble 20, the treble 17, double 15. Well, there was a slightly different route for this next one, which we'll go into.
Yes, well, so this one, I was kind of expecting that to go. I was not expecting what happened a few legs later, because he was on it again, and I'll never forget how I reacted to that double 15, attempted double 15, which is on the next slide. Here we go. Here it is.
Give a player
Treble 20, treble 19 for that double 15.
57. Double 15! No! Oh my goodness! My goodness! 17! Honestly now.
So you had Nathan Aspinall offering his darts to everybody else in the crowd.
Yep.
Yeah, come on, Nathan. I want to play against Luke. Give me a go. I'll never forget. I literally covered my mouth when that double 15 was. I couldn't believe that we nearly had 2 in the same session. Mind you, he also missed the ball for 170, and he was only 3-2 up at the end of that session. Which is how amazing Nathan was playing.
The Wayne Mardle commentary. Oh, bro, it actually makes you sad. It makes you sad hearing that. The no at the end. Oh,
yeah. He was crying out. It's like he dropped eggs in a supermarket or something like that. Kind of no. It was like no.
Yeah. Just crazy stuff. I did a video on it, and he nearly had the 2 $9 in one match like Phil Taylor did all those years ago.
2010 Premier League final, only one it's been done, and we had the 2 in the double start match with Thornton and Way. They're the only 2 matches where 2 have happened in a match. So that was so mental. It was extraordinary. And now we're going to see all these young players come along, and they're going to be leaving double 15 at the end of routes as well. Now, he wasn't the only one doing great things during this week in terms of 9-dart finishes, because this happened just last night. Scott Williams on a streaming board.
It is fair to say that this performance from Rids is a mixed bag, but that was more brilliance.
He has a completely
180.
Yeah. No, totally.
Very different kind of environment, the Pro Tour.
139.
Yep, sure
Not
is.
quite the
That's
Winter
for sure.
Gardens Blackpool, is it?
No. Very quiet.
Much more likely to feature Scott Williams.
180. Getting excited now. Scott Williams has a funky way of going about a 1-4-1 on a 9-darter. He will start down on the 16s. Then for the 19s, for double 18, Scott Williams with the perfect leg in Hildesheim, and he just shrugs it off.
And he's done that very recently as well. So he's done that a couple of times now in the last little while with that 48, 57, 36 rates.
Strange old finish, because again, you usually go 20s and 19s, but to go 16s, 19s, 18s, it's just such a weird combo. But hey, if it works, it works.
Rob Cross hit a 9 by going 57, then 48 for 36, which feels slightly more reasonable. It's sort of as long as they finish on a double and end up to 501, it's all good, Josh. It's all fine in the end. However you want to do it.
Do it now, pal.
This one's very easy. It's treble 20 bullseye. This 170 is much easier though, and we'll get into him a little bit later, because in many ways he was a surprise and a disappointment. But Cameron Menzies, what a performance this was in round 1, and this is how he won it.
On to treble.
Do it now, pal. Oh, reel it in. That is magnificent. Beats Luke Humphries.
I looked at that reaction as well.
He started yelling.
Yeah, I was just something in his brain that goes, "Oh, I've actually just beaten this guy. I've beaten the world number 2. I need to start doing something." Unbelievable, crazy
with
stuff.
172.
Yeah, if you don't mind, the biggest finish in the game.
Yeah, and Nathan Aspinall also hit 1.
On 2 trebles in the previous leg on a 130. Yeah, look, he fancies it. And the crowd are egging him on. They're willing this. Another one of them, Nathan. Oh, to stay in. Oh, look at that from Nathan Aspinall. He teed up. He was fired up. He's not going away.
Yeah, that was special as well, given Littler was settled single double to win the match as well. So we had just 170s in big moments throughout the week. Littler in the final had a spiteful 167. They had just talked about Wayne Mardle and John Part in commentary that he hadn't hit the ball all week. So when Price actually went for 145 the visit before, so it's like, okay, so he's just guaranteed to come back for a double 10 that Price loves, and it'll be 2-2, and we'll have a bit of a game. But
he couldn't. Oh, you spiteful young man. You spiteful person. That is ridiculous. John, He's hit one bullseye finish in this tournament.
He's hit one. He's finally got one. And funnily enough, he actually
In the
won the
final.
tournament with it as well.
Yes, he did, which we'll get to in a sec. But wow, incredible! He just finishes crazy operator.
Yeah. But my favourite finish from the whole week, Josh, it must be said, is this 118 from Bunting, because he was miles behind in this leg. He was nowhere close. He hits a 140. Then Zondervan misses 3 darts to double, probably the 3 worst darts to double he threw the whole match. And Stephen needed this 118, and look where this last dart goes as well, right in the previous bunch.
And avoid an 8th first round exit from this tournament. Tops. Oh, it's absolutely exceptional from the bullet.
What a game that was, Zondervan Bunting. That was one of the best games of the tournament, because Bunting was playing so well, and then all of a sudden Zondervan does back-to-back 10 darters, which is something that has only ever happened at like Michael Van Gogh when he averaged 123 and Florian Hempel at the World Championship. So, you know, 2 of the greatest darts players of all time is those. And then he hits a 164, and all of a sudden he's in front, and then we get a tiebreaker, and then Stephen looks like he's gone, but he takes out that 118, and he needed a last leg decided, but he was able to win it in the end. Stephen, the next game was not so good. Let's not talk about the Bunting game. That entire session was amazing, and then our guys just failed to play up to any sort of standard that we know they're capable of. But
yeah, true.
118 skin saver was incredible. But let's talk. We've already bounced around him enough. He won the 2026 World Matchplay. Tournament average 111.0. Second only to Phil Taylor's 2009 European Championship, where it's 111.5. The thing was, though, Littler's done this over twice as many legs. Other than maybe a little bit in that opening game, sort of the first half of that game against Nico Springer, where it was 5-5 after the second session. He wasn't. From that moment on, he was just into ascendancy, 109.5 average in the first match. Then Nathan did push him in spite of everything he was being thrown at him, 11-8 in the second round, but it was just pure domination. 16-7 over a Josh Rock, whose best performance was in a match where he didn't get particularly close. 17-5 against DVD, who we'll talk about a little more later, and then 18-9 in a final against, again, Gowan Price, putting in his best numbers of the tournament, but getting only half as many legs. I think there were 12 of the 18 legs he won in that final, Josh, which were like 12 darts or less, which means unless Gezi was hitting a 9, there was like he couldn't do anything about it. It was unplayable all week, and for someone who came in slightly better than odds on, no, he should have been about $1.20 all the way through. That was sensational. It was actually laughable at times how easy he was making it look, and how big finishes and 180s were going all over the place.
It was.
I think it might be the greatest tournament ever. Like, Phil's numbers are better from the 2009 European Championship, but through no fault of anybody's, this is a longer format. And he's done it over more legs, and he's done it at a time when there was a little bit more possibilities potentially of people beating him, and having great stuff being thrown back at him as well on occasions as well. So it's kind of hard to sum up, because what has been said, what we want to say is probably a lot of what's been said over the last week as well. It's just silly. It's just silly how good he is.
It's crazy. Well, his streak of games won over 20 plus legs keeps continuing. Obviously, that one loss being his debut appearance against Luke Humphries in that world final, where he lost. If he hit that double 2, was he going to win it?
If he hits that double 2, he's a 3-time world champion, Josh.
Well, one can only know, but the way he was playing at that time definitely could make a case for it. Let's have a look at the moment he won it, because we got a plethora of stats to go through as well, as you just named some. But this was the moment he won.
125. 51 for 30. 81. Has to go the bullseye route. That is the championship. Luke Littler, the back-to-back world champion, is now the back-to-back World Matchplay champion. There is nothing that anyone can do about it.
There is literally nothing anyone can do about it, Wayne. And so these are the performances on the next slide. So just going back to what you were saying, Josh. In matches that went 20 legs or longer, he's 33-1.
There you go.
He's 29-0 since becoming pro. He has lost matches which have been like a race to 11, but they've all gone less than 20 legs. So you think of MVG in the World Series of Darts finals, you think Humphries in the Premier League finals, you think of matches like when Johnny Clayton beat him at the World Masters in a race to 4 sets where the sets are best of 3 legs. So
Doesn't count,
you got to finish him off early in those sort of matches. Unfortunately, in a World Matchplay final race to 18, unless you beat him 18-0 or 18-1,
Good luck.
20 legs. The most lopsided World Matchplay final ever was 18-4, 18-5, I think. So Phil Taylor against Terry Jenkins. So that's it would literally be levels that we've never seen before. So yeah, these are the matches where he just comes alive and just plays an extraordinary level. And it was something. And again, for someone who hadn't hit a ball finish for the entire tournament, no surprise he hits, what was it, 3 or 4, how many ever it was in the final, and he does it to win the tournament as well.
Saved his best to last. Hey, look, every game numbers north of 109, if you don't mind. Like, again, it literally is just
amazingly, it's like amazingly consistent. Like even Phil's 2009 European Championship, which I bang on about because it's you don't have the footage for it, and outside of this, it's the greatest major ever. He's had one match against Gary Anderson with an 118 average, which made up for other times where he averaged merely 109. But
that's crap.
It's just like there's no range here. It's between 109 and 113. It's all the same. It is brushing up against something here. It was so good and so consistently good. And something I've just been thinking about, Josh, how amazing it is that some of these great darts players, now they do things that often don't actually make a lot of sense. Not going for the ball when their opponent's on a finish because they know they probably won't take it out. Or like Phil Taylor was never the greatest counter. He left a lot of bogey numbers. If you watch back Phil Taylor's games, a lot of 166 left. And Littler now keeps going for double 15, which is a double that nobody leaves. That shouldn't make any sense. He went on 6 during that matchplay final on 66. He went treble 12 for double 15. Nobody in the history of darts, Josh, has gone 36 for 30 off 66. It's never been done. But he's just able to do these things, and he has the confidence that even if he's inside, the opponent's probably too far back, so he'll get another go at double 6 or whatever he leaves. It is quite crazy how the best darts players ever, they seem to do things that might not necessarily be the smartest
normal
on paper, but works for them. Yeah, exactly.
Well, I was gonna say Owen Bings, for example, he would absolutely despise that, but again, when it's Luke Littler, you can do what you want, then just sure, right?
Yeah, there's times where on 50 he'll really aim for that treble 10, hoping to leave double 10, 70 bull double 10. Like there's all these things that he does, and it's sort of hard to keep track of it.
Hard to fathom in a way, yeah.
Certainly, it was just the most amazing week of numbers and performances we've ever seen. This is what it was: 111.04 for the tournament, 66 180s, 111.5, which is a record for a match play final, 6-time plus finishes in the final, 50.7. He hit more doubles than he missed. Like that's never happened ever. No one's ever done that. So we're the codes. There we go. So there's a 9 data. There's 18 11s and 16 12s. The average winning leg is 12.86. It's like 1 leg more than 19 darts. There's 4 legs that have a worse than 100 average. Like that's how good he was over best of 19, best of 21, best of 31, best of 33, best of 35. It's like you're not supposed to maintain these levels for a week over that long of a format, but that's just what he does.
Average winning leg of 12.86 darts. Like if I have a 12 dart in my life, I'm doing the happy dance, right? I think my best is like a 15, but far out.
My best is like 21, Josh.
Like this guy, literally in a video game, he's essentially the final boss, right?
Yes,
no one can defeat him.
Paul Nicholson said that once on a Euro Tour match he played against Michael Van Gogh, and he said Van Gogh's playing someone who approaches darts like it's a computer game. Like that's what he does. When he locks in, there's nobody better, and he doesn't need to do all these other things. Doesn't need to go to all these other places. We don't need to worry about his preparation or how little darts he's playing or anything like that, because he just shows up and he does the most ridiculous things. It is sensational. So there we go. There's and now biggest averages in a in the World Matchplay. You still got Phil Taylor from that first round game, 2010, 114.99. The top of the list now is just Littler and Taylor. Like he's in the levels only the 16-time world champion, and on the odd occasion the 3-time world champion of Van Gerwen's been in PDC darts. It's
Peter
that
Rice,
silly. It's
Adrian
that
Lewis.
scary.
Please come back, Adrian Lewis. We love you. Please.
Yes.
Hopefully sometime soon.
Exactly. Maybe one day, Josh. Maybe one day. How fun would he be? Lewis and Littler playing each other. Even if like Lewis is like numbers wise, like non-class, he could really roll him up, and we could get some interesting needle and drama on the stage.
Oh god, yeah.
Take
my money.
Luke
Take
Littler
my
match.
money.
Oh, please.
Right?
Can you imagine a Minehead 2 at a UK Open scene? Oh, that'd be extraordinary. But coming back to reality,
Yes.
yeah, he's in levels which we've only seen from Phil Taylor number wise. It is simply extraordinary. And he said he could. I don't think the only thing I'll say that he said wrong all week is I think he said at some point, like in his post-match press conference, that he still thinks he can get better. You can't get better, Luke. Like this is the best that anyone's ever done. Like this is probably the peak in terms of numbers. Like he'll probably still end up winning lots of things, but like he can't get any better. Surely, Josh. Surely. Tell me he can't get. How can you get any better than what you're playing like this right now?
Well, how can it be deemed a roller coaster when he's winning every single game? And by heavy margins as well. It's crazy. But we're far from done.
I think that roller coaster is more about his career or sort of like the year he's had, which have had some ups and downs. I mean, this is the same guy who averaged 83 against Stephen Bunting in a Premier League match.
That is true.
Not that long ago. So for him, it probably has been a bit of a roller coaster. And he's just taken to the whole PDC scene extraordinarily well. Again, 29-0 since becoming pro in matches that's gone 20 or more. It's just his bread and butter, and it's like who beats him, Josh? Like when does this is it Mitch Laurie? Is it going to be like
maybe?
Is it going to be like a JDC guy? Because other than the only players that are really sort of set up to beat him in any sort of those matches. Luke Humphries, because he's done it once. I feel like Gary Anderson is another one who might be able to. He pushed him really close in the Grand Slam semi-final a few years ago. Gerwyn Price is another one, and it used to be that Price was the one who was able to beat Littler, but now he hasn't beaten him like 10 matches in a row or something.
It's all the way around, yeah, crazy.
So Van Veen, no. Bunting, probably not. Rock, probably not. Like push them maybe, but to actually win over a long match, probably not.
A long match. Yeah.
Well, unless in a first to 11 where they're able to win at like 11-7, maybe. James Wade's probably another one, but again, it's
crazy.
It's a bloody short list.
Well, especially over long format, as you said. Well, Jan van Veen made the world final last year, lost like what 8-1. I think it was 8-1 in the end.
7-1.
7-1. There you go. Like. It's just crazy. Like these top players, literally number 3 in the world, is losing by 6 sets to him in a world final. It's crazy. It's just beyond stupid how good he is.
Yeah, it is. It is silly. So, this is what he's done so far: the World Championship, the World Masters, the UK Open, the Premier League, the World Match. I just need to have a little volcano here, Josh, because we'll actually get back to this because I do want to ask you if he'll be able to win every single major and what he needs to do to get to the Plays finals at the very least. But I thoroughly have enjoyed what Littler has done to the sport and what he did this week. Like this was the most extraordinary thing, and I think a great thing about darts is you can be watching a match that isn't like particularly. Like in a lot of sports, you need the match to be close, right, for it to be entertaining. You don't really need that in darts. So take Gary Anderson. His performance, like he thrashed Ryan Joyce 10-2. But that was an amazing watch because of how good Gary was playing. 109.96 average in their game against Joyce. That was such a fun watch. So you don't necessarily need to, it helps. It's great if we can get a few close matches. It does help. But there is something about darts where you get one individual extraordinary performance. One of the most watched things ever in darts was Michael Van Gerwen's win against Michael Smith with that 123 average. Like that's one of the most memorable darts matches. It wasn't close. Like Michael Smith was lucky to get a leg in that match. But what made it special was because of the individual performance. We're seeing something that's who knows if we'll see this again or how long it will be till we see anything close like this again. I don't want to be, seeing all these, it's boring. It's one-sided, nobody wins. Hey, you guys didn't even tip Littler to win the tournament. I did because I know what I'm talking about. But Josh did it, Shane did it. So many people were like, "No, I reckon Littler's probably going to go down to a James Wade final or Luke Humphries who didn't even win a match." So you can't even complain it's boring when you keep ticking against him in majors as well. So this is something really special, and we should really enjoy it. I want to see Littler have the longest possible career, and it looks like he will. He said he would retire if he won 16 world championships in a row, which probably isn't going to happen, as good as he is. So I think we're going to see him around for a couple of decades still. I want to see this journey goes. I want to see how close he can get to Taylor. And again, if you look at some of Taylor's streaks, like we're not even close to like the longest and most one-sided Phil Taylor got in terms of, at least from a pure numbers point of view, in terms of things in a row. So just enjoy it, just celebrate it.
Absolutely.
This is one of the great sporting talents of his generation in any sport. So enjoy it, celebrate it, and marvel in the fact that we're watching something that we literally haven't seen this before, because the only one you compare it to, we don't have the footage because it's lost media, that 2009 European Championship. So this was special. This was amazing. This was the most remarkable thing. Yes, we like close matches as well, but there is something special about darts matches where one guy is just throwing in 12 darters, 11 darters, 110 average. And that's something we don't see in a lot of other sports, where it's really interesting, even though it's completely one-sided. Usually it's a bit of a bore fest, but not with darts, not with the way it sort of operates. So this was amazing. This was special. Enjoy it. It's great, and you're going to be seeing a lot more of it. So too bad if you don't like it. Too bad. And I sense that if Littler does get knocked out in a quarterfinal, all you people will be celebrating. But if you watch Sky Sports viewing numbers, they'll completely fall off. So so we need him to keep performing well, really, to keep the attention on the sport, because what he's doing is something that few people have ever even got close to doing. So the question for you, Josh.
Yes.
Will he win every major in 2026? We'll go back a couple of slides, actually, because there it is.
Yes.
We've got the World Series finals coming up. Let's hope he wins it, just for the sake of debating whether or not that's a major, because you could also throw the World Cup on there with Humphries. We've got a World Grand Prix. We've got the European Championships, the only one he hasn't won yet.
Yep.
The Grand Slam and the Players. And if you want to count a full season, you might want to count the World Championship as part of this one. Is there any tournament in particular where you're like, other than, we'll get to the Play Championship finals in a moment, but other than that, is there really any other tournament where maybe something can conspire against him?
I don't think so. No. Well, I think the tournament he'll be most wanting to win above all will be the European Championships, because he hasn't won it before. That is like literally the last thing on the list to go tick. I've won everything, right? He's won.
Well, not until they add the new major next year, Josh.
Oh yeah, true. That as well. Which he'll be looking at us go, I'm gonna get that one straight away as well. You know, I'll be the first person to etch my name onto that. So, short answer is there is nothing stopping this guy, right? Unless you put up better numbers than him, better doubling than him, there's no way you can beat him. Simple as that.
So, with the Players' Championship finals, he's currently sitting 150th on that order of merit, because he hasn't played a single tournament. He's going to play 4, Josh. There's no way, because he's not going to like to the Netherlands or Germany. So 4 in England. He'll probably need to win about £30,000, roughly, maybe even a bit more.
Well, currently, Martin Schindler is 64th on £25.5 thousand for a cutoff.
Exactly. So he would probably need at least 30. So a couple of wins of the 4, and maybe even a semi-final as well, just to be sure. I mean, the way the prize money works is, from this point of the year, like, really need to like win. Like, there's no if he makes like a few, like 4 quarterfinals, that's probably not going to be enough. He's going to have to win tournaments. Now, the thing is, with the best of 11 leg format, anyone is beatable in that format, and anyone can play really well or really badly. I mean, for Michael van Gerwen, I think last night or the night before, averaged like 77 in a first round game.
Yeah, it was horrible.
But there's anybody who can get it done. It might be Littler. So, and again, like, that would be, for all the things about, isn't it great, we get some interesting different stories on the Pro Tour. That would be the most fascinating story on the Pro Tour all year, outside of maybe Bo Greaves winning a tournament, would be if Luke Littler is able to win 2 or 3 Pro Tour events and get himself into the 64 for the Play Championship finals. I would feel a little bit sorry, to be honest, if I'm one of the top names up there. Imagine Littler falls into, like, he does make it and he falls into like 59, and now he all of a sudden has to play, someone who's played so many Pro Tours, has done so well all year. It feels like, from that point of view, perhaps we should really stagger the entries in Players Championship finals to reward players who have played more Pro Tours and have gone further in tournaments.
One more money.
the year. So that's a possible consideration. I will say, Josh, that if he misses the Players' Championship finals, I think it'll be a one-off. I don't think the PDC will allow that to happen again.
No.
And I think we might see the top 16 being in everything. Might just about be happening, or at least for the Players' Championship finals in the not too distant future. So people like Luke Lillard don't even need to play at a Players' Championship event all year, and he'll be locked in for Minehead. We could easily see that happen for next year, of course. But so let me just find the PDC calendar, because I want to find the specific dates and the ones that we should all be keeping an eye out. The specific Pro Tours where Luke Littler is very likely to be now, if he wants to win everything, he needs to show up to Pro Tour. So 25 and 26th in Leicester. So that'll be off the back of the Australian Darts Masters as well, which he won't be there for. So he should be fit and firing for that. There is, I guess, maybe he could stay in the Netherlands and go to the 22nd and 23rd in Den Bosch right after the World Series finals, but probably not. And then the other block of, there's the 31st and 32nd Pro Tours, not likely, 33 and 34 in Leicester. So those are the ones. So 4th and 5th of November in Leicester are the last couple of Players' Championship events. And we've also got the 25th and 26th. So 4 in Leicester, 25th, 26th of August, 3rd and 4th of November. Those would be the tournaments where Luke Littler would likely be at, the 4th and 5th of November, excuse me. So those are the ones he would likely be at. And those could be the ones that could be the most interesting, fascinating Players' Championship tournaments we've ever seen.
Could be. Now, well, yeah, well, because if you win, you get £15,000, runner-up £10,000 per event. So, yeah, you think if he wins like 3 events, then he's easily through. But
yeah,
you never know. We did have Players' Championship 25 and 26. So, how many have we got left until November? Because we've just played those ones.
Yeah, so there's 8 left. There's 8 left, Josh.
8 left. Yeah.
He's probably only going to attend 4, which are the ones in England. So there's 8 left in total for everybody to get in at the moment, and likely 4 for Littler to that he would actually be bothered to actually show up for. And who knows, maybe he can squeeze his way into one of these into the Players' Championship finals. If he wins everything in the year, it's just the most ridiculous thing, wouldn't it?
You reckon there'll be a lot of backlash if he doesn't qualify for it?
There'll be a lot of backlash from the sponsors.
Yes, definitely sponsors.
A lot of backlash from the broadcaster. So in terms of that's what I was alluding to in terms of the broadcasters, the PDC. I mean, they'll accept it for what it is for this once, but they'll be doing everything in their power to ensure it won't happen again, Josh.
Yeah, I'm sure.
And what specific means that ends up being, it's probably one option's probably more likely than the others, but we'll have to wait and see.
Do you think he personally wants to win every major this year? If you're in his head, what do you think?
I think that is certainly a preference. Yep. It's not. I think probably he would probably accept, Players' Championship finals. Okay, yeah, fine, whatever. As long as he wins the European Championship, because that's the last one left, it would be his preference. It's probably not the Players' Championship finals. Probably in his mind isn't the ones he really wanted to win this year. Obviously, regain the Premier League, defend the World Matchplay, win the World Cup, because he hasn't won that previously, but he did this year, and the European Championship. So the Players' Championship finals are sort of a little bit further down the order. And to be honest, if he hadn't won this tournament, he wouldn't have bothered.
No, that's right.
It's really only one for the fact that that it's something that is achievable. Look, if he doesn't make it, he'll accept it and move on, and he'll think of it as a weekend where he can just relax and don't have to worry about traveling or staying in a hotel or anything like that.
Pretty much. No, you're right. Well, yeah, because part of winning the match play, he said if he wins, he'll go. If he doesn't, he'll not. So there you go.
So will he win it, everyone? Only if he makes the 64 of the Players' Championship finals, I will most likely tip him to win the tournament. But it just all depends on what he does with those 4 Pro Tours, and kind of draw he gets in that sort of thing. It is so weird looking him at the bottom here, like seeing Ted Evans, Rusty Jake Rodriguez, Carol Lubich, all these other names, and all of a sudden Luke Littler 150 0. He's won 0 pounds on the Players Championship Finals race. But even if he like makes it close, it would just be amazing and an extraordinary story.
Crazy.
But I would be a little bit gutted if I finished right up the top of. Imagine if you can get 60. Imagine if it's like Vessel Nyman versus Luke Littler first round Players Championship Finals. Like, how frustrated would you be, Vessel Nyman? I just dominated the whole year. I get to the end of season 1, and who exactly are you forcing me to play against?
Well, he's won 5 already. Wessel Nyman, 5 Pro Tour events for the year.
I mean, that might be the one to really shake things up and prove that he can play on a stage if he can beat Luke Littler over the best of 11.
Very true.
And end the potential of winning every major.
It was a shame we didn't get that match up this year, because that was what was probably looking most likely. Wessel Nyman, Luke Littler.
I actually really liked Nyman's World Matchplay. I know he only won the one match, but and I think there are still some people like, well, he hasn't done anything on it. Like, he averaged 97. He played really, really well. Van Veen just found, the big moments at times. I think he's coming along very nicely, Vessel Nyman, and we'll see him in a quarters and a major very, very soon. He just kind of needs to move a little bit further up the rankings, so he's not bumping into the Lukes and Van Veens at the moment. But
well, as I say quickly, just on that Hyun Van Veen game, how clutch was he in those finishes? Hyun, he was incredible. Just to you think,
and he had to be, because he wouldn't have won otherwise. He would not 100%. Have won otherwise.
Yep, it was do or die.
Yeah, there might not be a better. There will be few better last darts in hand double hitters in the world than Jan van Veen. It was like watching. It's like, this is exceptional in his ability to. Doesn't matter what the crowd's doing or what anything else. He just knows what he does, and he can post himself so brilliantly. So
exactly right.
That should be spoken of as well. We'll talk a little bit more of the men's World Match Play in a second. But let's touch on the women's World Match Play, which I thought was absolutely fabulous. Josh, I really, really, really enjoyed watching this. I thought everyone except Dieter Hedman really brought great levels to the tournament. And Bo Greaves, a very deserving winner. That final leg against Fallon Sherrick was absolutely fantastic.
It was very tense.
It was like Taylor Van Barneveld 2007 levels of drama outside of they were a bit it started a bit slowly, but then they really got into it.
Fallon Sherrick now,
it's her best, but it was enough to win.
So I think Fallon Sherrick's now her 3rd runners-up in a row, or 2nd,
something like that. Yeah.
6-5 last leg decided. Yeah, here we go. 5-1, 91 average. 5-4 against Gemma Hayter was also pretty good, 86, and then 6-5 with an 88 average in the end. So some not her peak stuff, but just solid enough to get through, and she played very, very well.
Absolutely, it was fantastic, and I really enjoyed the Gemma Hayter Vicky Prume game. I thought that was excellent. In terms of the numbers weren't the best, but they really did bring some drama in. There were quite a few 5s being hit in that game, but it was okay. They mixed in a few trebles in amongst all that. I thought that was very watchable. I thought Gemma was very good during the tournament as well. She really pushed Bo as well, as did Fallon. So so both semi-finals, finals were excellent. I enjoyed the longer format up to a race to 5 in the quarterfinals as well. Would you be interested in seeing potentially another women's only event at the on the PDC calendar on this sort of stage, Josh? Because I think Bo was alluding to that after the fact.
Yeah, why not? Any exposure for them is fantastic. I was going to say, even we should try and expand the match play to over 2 afternoons, not 1. Expand the field to 16. Have the first couple rounds, then do this in the second afternoon. It just makes sense. Having over one afternoon.
The World Series sort of format. Day 1 with the first round, and then this quarter semis and finals on day 2. I think it'd be cool to see like a women's version of the Players Championship Finals for their women's series sort of thing. You could do that at Minehead. If you wanted to do a second version of this, you probably wouldn't want to make it too many, because the goal of the PDC is to make the Pro Tour, a truly open tour. So having more women's only things might run in the face of that a little bit. But I think that would work. I would absolutely go to 16 for a women's World Match Play at this point. I think we've got pretty good standard. I think we've got a lot of recognizable names now, and more experience for some of those players who ordinarily just miss out off the women's series order of merit.
It makes sense to do it.
it would also provide more, tickets to be sold and get some more people in to watch the darts. It's a different type of crowd who go to the women's World Matchplay. They're not quite as rowdy and as noisy
Yes.
as what we see in the sort of open or men's one. I say open one because we who knows, we might see Bo Greaves at a World Matchplay in the years to come.
How
That would
good
be
would that
awesome.
be?
But very good. Really enjoyed what we
Absolutely.
saw at the on that Sunday. Not only with Littler's brilliant final performance, but also what I thought was a very watchable and very enjoyable women's World Match Play, which Bo Greaves won. I'm not entirely sure what that means for qualification for other things. I don't. She doesn't get the spot. I know that much as a tour card holder. I don't know if Fallon gets that as runner-up, or I don't think that's the case, but I feel like it also should be the case. I'm not sure. We'll wait and see whether that does anything. How good was Dirk van Dijvenbode? Josh, wasn't he a lot of fun? He's a lot of fun when he's playing well, and he was doing it in close matches.
He was.
He was pushed against Dobie. He was pushed by Van Gerwen. He was pushing Van Gerwen, and then he was cruising against Gary Anderson. All of a sudden, Gary Anderson decided to win like 5 legs in a row or something. Really put him under pressure. But
that was a cracking game, that one.
Yeah, that sort of came out of nowhere. I was like ready to move on, and then all of a sudden Gary's won another leg and another leg. What is going on? He's great to watch when he's on, Dirk, and hopefully he's able to really build on this. He's up to world number 22 as we speak in the order of merit.
There you go. Okay, interesting. No, well, let's have a look at his results, and on the next slide, this is how it all panned out for him. Obviously, the one major loss was against Littler, who averaged 110. It was still good for him to pinch 5 legs off him, but Dobie, great game. Van Gerwen pushed him as well to the end. MBG averaged 99 as well in that 14-12 victory. Gary was also very good. That was just a cracking game. And then, obviously, Littler, as I just said earlier, just too good.
No, he's one we should shout out from the week, Dirk van Dijvenbode, because he was absolutely brilliant. And his ability to win those long form matches, even though he's one who said himself pretty much that he sort of like falls asleep like halfway through these long.
He gets bored after 12 legs, apparently. And look at this.
He's great in interviews, by the way, Dirk. You never know what you're going to get with a Dirk interview. You might be absolutely thrown off by something he says. So that makes him a lot of fun as well.
I think ultimately he just sort of says as it is,
Yeah, he says what he's thinking. That's what he does. Yeah. He says what comes to his mind. And there's not a ton of filter.
No, it's not.
That's Dirk as the during this 2026 World Matchplay, just brilliant tournament for him, and a non-seeded player. There was only 3 non-seeded players who even won a match. So him getting all the way through to a semi-final is a fantastic effort. We had one of the seeds who didn't win was Luke Humphries. Now he played pretty well, 99.5 average. But he was just outdone by Cameron Menzies, who hit big finishes at a time. And what this all now means, Josh, is as we speak, and we talked about this just before we started, he's perilously close to losing the world number 2 ranking, which is quite remarkable.
Yeah, what did you say? Like a couple thousand pounds, a bit more?
Well, it's less. I think it's £250. I think that's it.
There you go.
Between Humphries and Van Veen.
Yeah, well, I knew the gap was a little bit, but now it's just blinked like that, and it just shows how good Van Veen's been playing at the moment. But Humphries, look, again, he was very good, but Menzies just in those crucial times where he needed to find a double, he just executed again off the breaker throw as well. Just crazy. But I mean, look, he'll be disappointed, no doubt, but just one average, well, not average performance, he just got outplayed in the end. That's pretty much all it was.
I do feel like we haven't really seen a heap of Humphries at times at like the back end of tournaments, a little bit less frequently now. I mean, there's obviously some other examples, but it feels like for every time, I mean, he's lost. He hasn't won a match of the World Matchplay since he won the tournament. Wow. He's gone out first round back-to-back years. He lost to Van Veen, who was an unseeded player last year. So that's a big reason why it's all closed up, because that World Matchplay money has now come off his rankings. So let me just have a look at date the most recent last. So I get the oldest first. So he's got plenty more to defend. He was a runner-up at the World Grand Prix 2 years ago. Lost to Mike Decker, of course. and won the Players Championship finals as well. So there is quite a bit of money for Humphries to defend across the back end of the year. If he wants to keep that world number 2 spot, look, he'll stay pretty firmly in the world's top 4. You'd expect and be involved in next year's Premier League as well. But in terms of staying in the world's top, in that undisputed top 2 of Luke and Luke,
may not be very soon.
He can't really afford too many of these first rounds
exits.
Outs. So Cameron Menzies was absolutely brilliant in that game. It finally felt like we had finally turned a corner. His head was in the right space. And he was showing the world that he's not only someone who punches water tables, he's also a fine, damn good dart player. So that performance against Luke Humphries was exceptional. Unfortunately, the really only disappointing moment of the whole event pretty much was the fact that he was 2-1 up. Ross Smith started leg 4 with 100, and then he couldn't keep going, and he was taken ill. He was experiencing high blood pressure, and while he was able to go back to his accommodation, and while from what I've heard, he really actually wanted to go back out there. I was like, no, I can play. The decision was taken out of his hands to withdraw from the from that match, and Ross Smith was given a walkover into the quarterfinals, which was disappointing because off the back of being Humphries, you must say that a fit Cameron Menzies would have been a great chance against Ross Smith to win the match outright.
Yeah, well, he would have been full of confidence coming into the clash, after that just fantastic game. He looked really happy in his post-match interview. He just looked really composed, just really loving his darts, and then started well, obviously, and he looked good. And then when he approached that Oki, just something happened, unfortunately, which was, again, disappointing. Disappointing for him because he would think he'd be a genuine chance. Disappointing for the fans as well, obviously paying their money not to see a full game. But hey, players come first, their health comes first, and hopefully we see him very, very soon because he's a damn good player.
The match that immediately followed was the Van Veen Neumann game, which got extra time. So I guess they got some of their money back from that
That's
game
true.
alone.
That's
Josh
true
as well. So yeah, it was the right decision for him not to continue to play anymore. But you said that yes, things are looking up for Cameron Menzies. We saw
100%.
how good he was at the World Cup with Gary Anderson and how great that partnership was. He's won a Pro Tour this year,
very recently.
Humphries on the World Matchplay stage. So things are really trending in a very nice direction for Cameron Menzies at the moment, which we like to see. World number 26 between Ryan Joyce and Andrew Gilding at the moment. And hopefully he can continue to build. He's in pretty much more or less everything, I think, at the back end of this year. So he's going to have opportunity after opportunity to really prove himself at that top level. Yeah, he's in everything as things stand, every major left in the year. So great opportunity for Cameron Menzies to really build upon what can still be taken away as a great positive week for him, even though he didn't.
Game shot and the match. James.
Yeah, let's go back.
Yeah, I was to say, give kudos to Ross Smith as well, who jumped to his aid very quickly. I'm sure he'd have been devastated to not take part in the rest of the game. So I just thought to give some credit to him because he was also fantastic, making sure his welfare was accommodated for.
Absolutely. And Lewis Jones as well, the MC, did a great job explaining everything as well in the venue, and they were able to get another match up pretty quickly. The next slide was the only other disappointing moment, even though, to be honest, Josh, if you told me this would happen before it happened, I probably would have believed it. Kim Heinrichs and James Hurrell having a little bit of a argy-bargy moment at the most recent Pro Tour block.
Yeah.
Game shot and the match. James Hurrell.
Oh, just a little bit. I don't want to speak to you. I'm not talking to you. I'm not shaking your hand. I don't want anything to do with you.
They can both be characters sometimes. It was you, F, wanker. Yeah. So not the most brightest of language, but anyway, kind of disappointing because we don't want to say that. But again, they're two very fiery characters. We know that for sure.
Last couple of things before we get to the Players' Championship. Just last couple of things. I have notes here from the World Matchplay.
Yes.
Well done to Gerwyn Price for making a final. It's darts is in a better spot when Gerwyn Price is making a final. He's now in the world's top 4. He's no guarantee though to be in the Premier League. His daughter is pregnant and expecting in January, so he's going to be a granddad, Gerwyn Price. So there's lots of things going on in his life. So whether or not he plays in the Premier League next year, we're not sure. So so that will be happening. On Price's side of things, but great to see him play really well and and make a run to the final. Van Veen as well, making that semi-final as well. I mean, Gary Anderson, I got to hand it to you. You tipped Gary Anderson to win that section, didn't you, Josh? And I said...
The quarter, yeah. Yep.
Yeah, and I said that was absolute nonsense. And then he averaged 109 in his first game. Fair play to Gary, because he just played absolutely exceptional during the week, beating Johnny Clayton, which is not an easy thing to do. Yes, didn't quite have enough time to claw back Dujvendobe, but that was fairly done. That was a very good week for Gary Anderson, and it's still, in hindsight, was actually the closest any of us got to tipping that section correctly. So well done to you, Josh. I apologise for my previous comments.
Don't disrespect Gary like that.
You're not off the hook though for tipping Damon Heta to beat Johnny Clayton. That was never going to happen though. Even though Damon played okay.
He played okay the last 2 days, which we'll get to now. But no, it's unfortunate. Yes. He was in the game for a little bit, but Johnny was just too good. It was just more head over heart. I knew probably you'd be heavy outsider, but you never know. Stranger things have happened, but not to be for Damo.
And the only other disappointing, really the most disappointing C performance was Danny Noppert, who was never really in it against Rob Cross, losing 10-3. Michael Van Goen's now down to world number 7, if you can believe it, Josh, on the order of merit as well. So yeah, which is probably a slightly fair reflection of things.
That's the furthest he's been down in a long, long while. Yeah,
long time since he's been that far down the rankings. So important months coming up for Van Goen to see if he can stay even in the world's top 10, top 16. There's worlds where it goes really south for him, and he's not there. That's probably not likely, but
yeah, he's £44,000 provisionally off number 10, which is Danny Noppert. Yeah,
exactly. So yeah, I thought those were some other talking points to be mentioned during the World Matchplay.
Absolutely,
a fantastic tournament, and we look forward. I'm already thinking about next year's edition. And
so much fun.
It's such a great tournament with the tiebreaker and everything that goes with it in that room. It's such a brilliant tournament. So well done, obviously, to Littler for winning it, and for so many players for making great runs. To be honest, Josh Rock getting to the quarterfinals, to be honest, he actually really disappointed me, because I don't think he was anywhere close to his best performances. He just ran into extremely subpar Luke Woodhouse and Stephen Bunting performances. So I wouldn't be taking. Look, he has his order of merit ranking hasn't changed. I would take that as the biggest positive from Josh Rock's World Matchplay, because I don't think he actually played that particularly well until he ran into Luke Littler. As well. I think, and I just think Stephen Bunting was spent after beating Zonneveld, and was just never really truly in that game. Right, let's get to Players Championship 25 and 26, shall we? And what a fascinating couple of tournaments. Firstly, Josh, I just want to say, I want to go to a slide or a thing I have on my computer here. I'm just going to read out some names for you, Josh. Okay, Johnny Clayton, Danny Noppert, Gary Anderson, Stephen Bunting, Jermaine Watermana, Damon Heta, what do they have in common? They are currently not provisionally in the Grand Slam of darts, but Henry Coates is. Coates is in the Grand Slam of darts as things stand at the moment. And he is, because he's won a Pro Tour as a non-tour card holder, he is the first reserve for every other Players Championship event for the rest of the year. The old Christoph Ratajski rule that I've had to explain on this podcast a couple of times now. So he was just the 5th person ever without a tour card to win a Pro Tour.
Remarkable.
What a turn of events! All of a sudden, out of nowhere, Henry Coates, he's won a Pro Tour. Yes, he has. Great story, Josh. Great story.
Well, he's been in our JDC stuff for a while. We see him at Modus. He made Champions Week at Modus as well. So he's done some incredible stuff. And look at those numbers, mate. Holy cow. 104 twice, including beating our man Damo in the final, which we'll get to in a moment. 106 Washington's Christian Kiss 6-0. Just
close
unbelievable.
Games where you had to go all the way with Sedlacek and King as well.
Mervyn King, Sedlacek. Incredible stuff. Just praise.
Yeah, exceptional stuff.
So good.
He won it on the bullseye as well to beat Damon Heta in that final. Only a challenge to a player, but I'll take what I've got. Well, they're great opportunities now to play more Pro Tours, to maybe get in a Players Championship finals if he continues to play well enough. Play at the Grand Slam. There's many great opportunities now for Henry Coates. So there it is. Mernon, there's Ratajski, Williams, Plazier, Coates. So Mernon, Ratajski, Williams, Plazier, Coates. The only non-tour card holders to win a PDC ranking title.
Crazy.
So that is a huge result. And someone who has been, just picking up titles in basically any tour he plays these days is Sebastian Miociecki. Another winner of a Players Championship event, having to get past Damon Heta. Couldn't do it this weekend, Josh. You had to beat Damo to win anything this week.
Right.
and beating Mario van der Bahada of all people, making the final.
Right.
The guy who would have
Incredible.
lost his tour card if it wasn't for Don Taylor. So huge. Another huge result for especially Miociecki, who's just having an amazing year.
Yeah, well, he was this close to making the match play, and I was saying in a video, I think he would win one, and now he's done it 2 weeks after I said that. So there you go. But he's been in some crazy, crazy form this year. He's had an outstanding year so far, very much so.
Absolutely brilliant. So at the start of this year, I just wanted to secure my tour card for the next year. I didn't expect that to be possible now. So where is he on that? Oh, geez. So right now, he's 39 in the world on the tour card holder race. I mean, on the actual order of merit, he is 56. But he's in these big tournaments, World Grand Prix, Grand Slam, Play Championship Finals, World Championships at the back end of the year. So he's going to be one where you won't want to draw, especially Miociecki in a lot of these tournaments, because he's just been playing so very well.
So you're talking about the sort of status. Henry Coates has gone up 30 places, 95th currently on the order of merit at £30.75 thousand. Just to make note of that. That's incredible.
Yep. So, big movers in the rankings from the week we've had. What about the Aussies? Well, Damo, what a result this was in Play Championship 25, getting all the way to the final. Not quite able to get over the line, but making a final again with. It was basically just wearing whatever he was able to get his hands on, because it didn't seem his luggage was able to make it there on day one or whatever.
Your black shirt, guys.
Seeing Damo back in a final is great, and where we do expect him to be every now and then, perhaps a little bit more regularly than he has been.
Yeah, exactly right. No, he played some good opponents along the way, that's for sure. Nico Springer, who played Littler. Kevin Dudes, he's been fantastic on the Euro Tour this year. Some good stuff. Unfortunately, Adam Leake had a 6-4 loss to Mervyn King. He's played some good stuff overall, but just hasn't got that win, and he didn't in the second event last night. But Damo, he was very, very good in that first day.
And Play Championship 26?
Yes, this was the second day of action. Damo making a quarterfinal, and Leakey losing to Richard Veenstra, who played very well, 93 average. Leakey just a fraction off par of what we hoping to see from him. Bo Greaves made top 32 as well. That's good. Yeah, but no, Damon Heta, very, very good stuff across those 2 days.
Yep, so a final and a quarterfinal from Damon Heta at the most recent Players Championship events.
Very impressive.
Good stuff happening in Australia. I was about to call you my brother there, Josh.
Do I look like your brother? The red hair?
Well, you both share red hair, so you can't. Maybe you do. You're much taller than my brother, though.
Very much so. So, yes, plenty of news in the Darts Australia landscape at the moment. Currently, we are underway of the Darts Australia Masters for this year. So it's been held in Stirling, WA. So it's a huge tournament. It's actually a WDF gold event, which means that if you are the winner, you'll get into a place there, which is cool. There's lots going on. There is also a different tournament of mixed men's and women's from across different states, which is cool. Victoria, Western Australia, New South Wales, they're all there as well, which is fantastic. And it's a big event, lots going on. So the winners and the men's get an invitation to the WDF Lakeside World Championships, which is fantastic. So I will do a whole wrap up of that next week, but it's all underway at the moment. Very exciting.
Yes. So that's been happening in Australia and the WDF side of things. Before the World Matchplay, or just leading into the World Matchplay, we had the World Masters on, and these were the winners. Chris Lim, Josh, the son of Paul, taking the Open World Masters, or Men's World Masters, the first American to do so, and Gemma Hayter as well, taking out the women's title. I wanted to also shout out the World Open for my friend, my man Matt Edgar, getting all the way to the final, and he played a really good World Masters and a really good World Open, making the final, but losing in the last leg decided to Moreno Blom. It was an interesting game because Edgar had played so well all week, and then he was trying to level up that match, and he actually bust a 90, he was trying to leave 30, he was trying to hit 20 to leave 32, and he hit the 60, and that sort of threw him off for the rest of the match. He ended up winning a leg after a lot of shenanigans at double, but in the end Blom was able to take that a World Open title. But big shout out to Matt Edgar, who I've been following his journey, been a wild card invitation from England Darts, I think it was, or the English Darts body, invited him to come over, and he documented his journey. He played really, really well. He's actually technically he's probably about halfway to qualification for Lakeside off the back of playing just the one week of tournaments. So he has said that it's possible that he could maybe play a few others, but it's probably only about 50-50 him doing that, and then he's got to win the events to get enough points to get to Lakeside.
Very much so.
So whether we see Edgar at any more WDF tournaments, we'll see. But he's certainly he's a well-known figure, having played in the PDC for ages and playing at PDC World Championships, and previously played Lakeside last year, where he was a little bit disappointing, but here he was very, very good. And from what he said, the World Masters is back. Vegas is a great place to hold it. It was I think it looked like a really well done event, really well set up event. I still would like to see, even if it's only just for the later rounds, a return to the classic World Masters format, which we see the PDC use instead of all leg play. Maybe we could throw in a little bit of the set play with best of 3 leg sort of circumstance. That would be really cool. Otherwise, it was such a well done event. And good to see good things happening on the WDF side of things all over the world. So well done to Lemon Hater, especially for winning the World Masters, and well done Edgar for showing us his journey to get there and playing some good stuff along the way. Someone who played so much good stuff along the way, Josh, is DC Derek Coulson. We've been waiting and hoping, and finally, yes, he is a Champions Week winner, and only took to the 14th series.
Yeah, it was his 5th appearance, and he finally got there. Yeah, 4-1 victory over Ashley Coleman in the final. Can we definitely say he's the best player without a tour card? Definitely.
I think that's a fair statement. Let us know wherever you want to hit us up if you can think of a player in the world without a tour card that's better than Derek Coulson. He's he can't be too far away. I like to think that at the best of times that he is the best in the world without a tour card.
Yep. He was very, very close to Q School this year, but I'm sure he'll give another crack next year. 91
well,
average.
He's currently sitting in. He's currently second on the Challenge Tour at the moment, Josh. So he wouldn't even need to go to Q School. He'd get him off that. May not even need
to. Yeah, that's very much so. So yeah, he's playing some cracking stuff this year. So we'll see more of him for sure, no doubt.
Yeah, well done. Winning Series 14 at the Modus Super Series. Darts Archive, Josh. It still look like the Winter Gardens?
No, so this is from the Darts Australia Pacific Masters I was just talking about. So I thought I'd go there because obviously the match play is done and dusted. So this was a semi-final clash between Blake Hatchett and Shannon O'Brien. It's a very good stand around the 85-90 mark. So some good stuff for Aussie Darts. It's a tight tussle with a cracking final leg, and the stream time point of the video is at 5 hours, 14 minutes and 25 seconds. It's a long stream via Dart Stream Live on YouTube. So go give that a watch. You won't be disappointed.
This episode will be made available as audio only as soon as possible. We are on Instagram and TikTok, as is Extra Time, as is me and Josh individually. Right, Josh, what a show, what a tournament the World Matchplay was. So much fun. Any final words before we sign off?
No, it was an incredible show, and it was an incredible match play. Like, it just goes so quick, doesn't it? Like, I can't believe, I was saying this to Shane off air last night. We are like more than halfway into the Darts. Bro, the World Champ's going to be in like 4 months.
Yeah,
can you believe that? World Championships in 4 months.
The tickets will be on sale with that balancing system soon enough.
So quickly.
Yeah, we're going to get, I saw from Matt Porter during the week as well, we're going to get a new European Tour event as well, or an added European Tour event for next year as well, that new major. Barry Hearn was talking about changes for the Premier League for 2028.
Yeah,
that's sort of just like Well, and it was like, well, come on, Barry, can you do something for 2027? Like, come on, surely, like we can do this a little bit, surely.
Yeah.
Like you were just a year earlier, like even if it's a small change, and the next year then the following year we go really big, but just a little small. Come on, Barry, please.
Yeah. Well, as I say,
we'll see what comes from there.
I'll say you just made note of the Euro Tour. I can't wait for the Hungarian Euro Tour because Adam Peake Leak will be there.
Yes, we're gonna have Leak and Greaves at a Euro Tour soon enough. So
Indeed,
there's actually not a ton going on for the next little while.
Yeah.
So in terms of from the PDC side of things, at the very least, we will have there is a little bit of a break before the darts comes down under for New Zealand and Australia's World Series events.
Yes, sir.
And then we go to Leicester, and then that Hungarian Darts Trophy, which is the 28th to the 30th of August. So there's still a little bit of waiting time to do. Plenty to happen between now and then in the world at large. Something else I did want to mention just before we sign off.
Yeah.
I saw the news during the week that the Bahrain Formula One Darts Grand Prix will be held in Malaysia of all places, but it does keep me thinking about the PDC and whether or not they're going to be able to do World Series events with the whole geopolitical situation at the moment. So that's one I think we need to keep thinking about, and I'm sure the PDC will be managing it and trying to work out exactly what they do there. So there's lots of stuff to think about. With that extra Euro Tour spot and with the big names not showing up to Pro Tours, there's so much on everybody's plate at the moment.
There is.
We'll be back soonish, not 100% sure when.
Not sure.
We'll be back with more darts coverage right here on the 9 Dart Podcast. So make sure to follow us on all the aforementioned platforms. I think we'll wrap it up there. I'm sure there's other things I wanted to add, but we'll throw them in whenever we do the show next.
We're making plenty of content. I made some over the match plan that we'll continue to do. I went to Darwin yesterday and I saw Zach Spade, the darting jockey. So he said he did racing at Mornington and Caulfield and then came up and then lives up north. So crazy. It's very good. I should do an interview with him. I actually did an interview with Sammy Ballinger. If you remember from the ADA. Yes, that video will go up maybe this week, given there's nothing much on in the PDC stuff. So did an interview with him. Fantastic fella. Dart World can't wait to see the video. So stay tuned.
Well, the door is always open if anyone wants to do anything with us. We're always open to doing that in whatever format that ends up being. Thank you very much, Josh.
Thank you very much.
And stay safe, everybody. And we'll speak soon. This has been the 9 Dart Podcast.